It's time to start Manga Alert. Yippee!
Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new episode of Manga Alert. You're probably thinking, "Hey, hold on, it's summertime. Isn't Manga Alert usually off season in the summer?" And yeah, but as you can also tell, this is our 8th episode of the season, and we kind of felt a bit embarrassed because we usually try to get at least 9 or 10. So we kind of wanted to do an extra one, even if that meant Shrugpod not being here, because of course he is currently at Christian camp, as he usually is. So instead of him, we are here today with on the run fugitive Apollo. Say hi, Apollo.
Am I still on the run if they haven't found me yet?
Yeah, that's what on the run means. Like if
okay,
if,
you know
when
what?
they when they find
fair.
you, you're no longer on the run.
That's true. So, for those of you that don't know, for whatever reason you didn't, tune into my last episode, unfortunately, I was in some kind of weird scam ring where I donated a lot of money to. I thought it was a good cause. Turns out it was the Trump.
What do you mean that is a good cause?
I took.
MAGA.
You have a point. I need to go find my red hat. But essentially, I stopped the money transfer, got the money back, and now I've been on the run for, I don't know, what's it been about, 3 months? 3 months and a half, something like that. They haven't found me yet. I'm not going to say where I'm from, but yeah,
All right.
Doing pretty good up here.
We're also here with Zach from Uchu Shelf, making his return after a long while.
Yeah, good morning. Ish.
Yeah,
Sorry.
What have you been up to since the last time you were on?
Honestly, just woke up.
Oh.
I went to bed,
okay.
And you messaged me, and I was took up to take a piss, and I was like, cool, I'll just rock asleep until I'm done that, and then hop on
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you missed out on a lot of crazy things going on in the world.
Yeah, so a bunch of stuff going on, I guess.
Yeah. The Climber's getting an English release. Let's go.
Theme song.
The new norm ain't the same as the old norm. Everything's changing and I don't know when. This woke nightmare will end. Thank God for Elon Musk.
Now, I want to address something first, because we had Base Senpai on last time.
Ooh.
And usually it's a hoot, okay? Usually he's a very popular guest. People love him. But on the last episode, I think people started to get a bit fed up, because he actually got quite a few hate comments. And to me, he was kind of just acting the way he always does. So I was a little bit confused. But yeah, we got some people saying, wow, without Base, it has truly been the good timeline. The King of L. I don't know why I always think I miss Base Senpai. This podcast is depressing to listen to. Base Senpai seems absolutely miserable. Yeah, so
Base Senpai is a fraud.
It's rough out there for Base. So anyway, we basically told him, and he decided, he was like, you know what? I get it. People have issues with me. So now he's sort of doing his Miyamoto Musashi arc. So he's off in the mountains now, I think, standing under waterfalls to better his character. So
I don't think they have mountains or waterfalls where he's from. Isn't it just all old people and sun?
yeah, well, there's swamp, I guess.
Yeah, so he's on a vision quest in the swamp then.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Well, good for him. We wish him the best.
Wish him the best. He'll be back when the world needs him most.
Yeah, which will hopefully be the premiere of season 8. Anyway, so of course Shrug is also away, but he did want us to know that he's thinking about us, and he did have, he did send in a few things to say on certain topics that I told him we'd be discussing. I think he did want me to address something, because it's well known that he was meant to do a collaboration with Dr. Disrespect, in the next coming weeks, it was something they had planned.
Heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, so he just wanted to send in this to set the record straight.
Pedophilia's bad. Zach from Uchu Shelf is my celebrity crush.
All right, thank you, Shrug. Glad we know your side of the story there.
Kind of a piece of shit. I mean...
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right, folks. Manga Alert. What have we all been reading recently? I think I'll go last, because I have quite a lot to say. So
Yeah, you know what? Since Zach has just woken up, maybe it'd be a little quicker. Well, why don't you go first?
Yeah,
man?
sure. So I've been reading, excuse me, there's a new Taiyo Matsumoto series called Tokyo these days. So the second volume just came out. I've been really enjoying that one. I've been trying to keep up with Chainsaw Man, but I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore, and I'm not even sure I like it still. It's Darwin Incident. I don't know if any of you have read that. It's basically monkey-based eco-terrorism. It's getting an anime, I think, later this year or next year or something.
I've only seen pictures from it, and it looks very funny.
It's weird.
I don't
like
know if
it's not supposed. It doesn't portray itself as a comedy. Like it is dead serious about everything that it's talking about. It's weird.
The main character, I assume that's the main character, the monkey.
The monkey,
guy.
yeah, he's like they call him a human Z, so he's half monkey, half person, and
Oh.
This is like a whole lore about like his mom was part of like a animal testing thing, and then there's like this group of it's all set in America, by the way, which becomes relevant in about 10 seconds. He's trying to get like acclimated to going to high school, but then there's also like this terrorist group that's trying to like recruit him to do eco-terrorism stuff. I'll kind of spoil it. I'm not going to go right into the detail of what happens. Volume 2 has a straight up school shooting chapter. It's
Jesus Christ.
and it's detailed and
America.
it's so fucking weird. I'm like, it's like Volume 2. I'm like, how are they going to do this in the anime? Like, they're gonna have to either censor it or just not show it because it's very graphic. And it's like very stereotypical, like school shooters, like the eco-terrorists, like hype up this like incel kid through like YouTube videos and like a 4chan kind of site, if I'm remembering correctly. And then he's like, yeah, I do have to shoot the school up. And then the monkey guy tries to stop him through the power of fright. It's a whole fucking mess. I don't understand why it's getting an anime.
So what you're saying is definitely read it.
No, definitely read it. It is a fucking wild ride, but I don't understand why it's getting an anime.
Yeah, I'm just looking up. It looks like the artist drew a crossover with Planet of the Apes.
Oh, I did see that. That was kind of cool, yeah. What else have I been reading? I started Daemons of the Shadow Realm, which is like the Full Metal Alchemist's new series.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a fair shake. I'm not sure if I like it yet, but that opening chapter was kind of cool.
Yeah. I haven't heard much about it. I've kind of just been like waiting. Like I might wait for an anime, might wait for it to end. I don't know. I'm not like reading a ton of manga these days, so I'm really, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm interested, but maybe later.
Yeah. Aside from that, I've just been watching like Smiling Friends, The Boys. That's pretty much all I've been doing.
Oh, yeah, Apollo's a massive Smiling Friends fan.
Nice.
This is a lie. I think Smiling Friends looks like maybe the second most dog shit thing I've seen this year.
So
That's
Apollo
not fair.
hasn't Apollo hasn't actually watched it.
What?
But we keep
I've watched several clips and it is fucking dog shit. I don't.
We
got to
take him to Dave Land.
Say, Gear.
Yeah.
I won't be wasting my
It's
time.
like 10 minutes
So-
long.
so-
You
yeah,
can watch
it's
the
so
whole thing in
short.
2 hours. It is funny though.
I don't
know. If
Yeah,
you're not into
Apollo,
that kind
I
of
think-
humor, I don't think you'd like it. But it's.
I think
it's
you'd
pretty
really
cool.
relate to Mr. Boss.
I think you
Mr.
should.
Boss is pretty good.
Okay.
You both have 18-year-old
Well, I
sons
guess
named
it's my
Jason
turn.
that are like half fetuses. So I mean, you've got that in common.
Yeah.
All right, that's even weirder. So I haven't been reading a lot of manga lately. I've been reading like my big three, like the ones that I typically read and try to keep up with. Though I'm still a little bit behind on all of them. Akane Banashi, Call of the Night, and Blue Period. Not Blue Period. Shit.
Yeah.
Wow. I've
Well,
already
you've forgotten
the
one
name
of your
Blue
big...
Box.
Oh,
There
Blue
we go.
Box. It's like you've forgotten the name of your
Yeah.
big three.
Blue Box. I was wanting to say Blue Period. I don't know why, and it's a manga I've been wanting to get back into. But I've stayed pretty well steady on those. I'm still, I think, 10 or 15 chapters behind on Blue Box. I'm caught up to Akane Banashi, and I'm one volume behind on Call of the Night. But I finally have volume 15, and then volume 16 I think comes out this month. Or it might already actually be out since it's the end of the month, but I have to get that sometime. But those three mangas are, as far as ongoing manga that I have actually been able to read, definitely probably in my favorites. I checked out this manga called Kill Blue. It's like a Hitman manga, but it's not even close to being like Sakamoto Days.
Can we
So,
stop
if you're into
putting the word blue in manga titles?
No.
Just
I know. I don't know what it is, but anyway, so like it's a Hitman manga, but if you like Hitman manga, I would recommend Sakamoto Days instead. That's another manga I'm reading.
so you're just this big thing about Kill Blue, and you're just like, yeah, don't read it.
Well, I mean, like, if you like, I can see how people would like it. It's not a bad manga, but if you are really really into like Hitman manga, like people that were into Hitman Reborn, read Sakamoto Days. It's very very good. But those are like the only manga I've been reading. I've been doing a lot of audiobooks lately. I haven't finished any of them, but I'm currently reading through Dune. Like 80 something pages in, I'm like 2 hours in, so I think that's like close to 80 pages. And then I'm currently reading through Outlander, the first book in the massive.
What are you, my mom?
Yeah. Go clean your room. Anyway, so reading through the first book of Outlander, I can't think of the name of the first book for whatever reason. I think it's called Outlander, actually. But
It's fine. This is Manga Alert. We don't care.
I know. I mean, you literally have a book talk channel. I don't want to book tube. And then, and One Piece. I'm trying my best to read through One Piece, but my God, is it dog shit. The manga itself is not dog shit, but the pacing is terrible.
I've tried on 4 separate occasions to get into it. I get maybe 3-4 volumes in, and I'm just like, this is just too much. I don't
So
care
like
enough.
once you get into One Piece, easily like one of the best manga for world building, storytelling. It's so good.
I wish I liked it. It
But
does seem really fun, but I just, for the life of me, can't do it.
It really is. But like, if you can't get into it in the first like 5 volumes, it's one of the worst manga you've ever read. And I'm not saying that as like to dog on One Piece. I'm just saying like the pacing of the beginning of this manga is shit. So, whatever. But that's what I've been reading.
Skill issue.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like, One Piece, like, if you're not into it from the first few volumes, you're, like, because, like, most people will say it definitely, like, improves with quality, but, like, you gotta sort of be on board to really...
I desperately do wish I liked it. It seems so, like, such a fun thing to be a part of, and I just can't.
I watched the live action show with my friends who had never seen or read One Piece, and that was really fun, because just seeing all of their reactions to, like, some of the really cool moments and some of the twists and stuff. But yeah, have either of you watched the live action show?
No.
One Piece, yeah. Surprisingly, I actually very much enjoyed it.
Is it, like, close to the source material, or does it take, like, a lot of liberties?
It's pretty close. I'd say for a live action show, it's about as close as they could have gotten.
Yeah. Like it's not 1-to-1.
And, yeah, and obviously they're definitely condensing the story because they obviously need to.
Yeah.
But I think I would definitely still call it a faithful adaptation because they know what they're doing. So
they cut quite a bit out. I would have liked to see more of Buggy Circus.
Aren't you just complaining about the pacing of the manga?
Shut the fuck up! Let me talk, you piece of shit. God. I would like to have seen more of Buggy Circus, but the way that they condensed the story for television, I think, was really good. I think if Oda had condensed the first arc, not to this extent, but condensed it more, it would have made the first arc very, very compelling. But because it was so stretched out, it was a little hard.
Yeah, they actually announced. I know they announced some new casting for season 2. That's fun. I'm just curious how far this show is gonna get, because
I feel like it'll get maybe all the way to like, I don't know if it'll reach Impel Down. It might reach like I don't know, maybe it'll reach Impel Down. It's only what, six arcs in?
I mean, Netflix has sunk a shit ton of money into it. I don't think they're gonna, even if it's not doing well, they're gonna have to keep going with it. I think just for appearance.
For sure, but I just like realistically, they're not going to be able to give it 20 seasons.
I was about to say. I mean, like they sunk. What was it, like? Fucking 200-300 million into Marco Polo season 2, and they scrapped it.
That thing was. I actually kind of liked Marco Polo at first, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I
haven't heard tell of that show in a long, long time.
I'm still salty that they scrapped it, because I actually did very much enjoy it, even if the writing wasn't the best, but it was an enjoyable show. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, are there any other live action stuff in the works? Like, well, obviously there are, but is there anything like about to come out?
I don't know about to come
every
out.
like 6 months there's like new news on like My Hero Academia or Naruto or something.
Yeah, I was just thinking
like,
they're making a Naruto live action, aren't they?
Well,
yeah, but they've been making one for like 20 years.
Well, so like I heard about the live action for Naruto being a play.
No, you're thinking of.
No, there's like
Okay,
an
I'm
actual
looking this
show
up,
coming
so-
up. Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay.
Yeah, so in
Okay.
February
there's
they.
Sorry, go on. I was thinking of something else. Go
I was just saying, yeah, in February they announced that there's a Naruto movie from the director of Shang-Chi, which I think we talked about on the podcast.
Ooh.
So that's in development, but again, like these things have been in development. Remember when Taika Waititi was making an Akira film?
Yeah,
and then Jordan Peele was supposed to be doing one, and he never did.
Real.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh, that's right. It's a shame Based isn't here because he would have loved this. Gantz is apparently getting an American remake. I don't know if it's a movie or a show. I remember this being announced years ago, and then probably nothing's ever come from it. Because I remember Oku bitching about it on Twitter that they haven't done anything, and he wants them to make a new anime, but like they hold the rights to adaptations right now, so you can't do shit. But
yeah. I know, so like, I know last year Yu Yu Hakusho came out. It was actually a really good adaptation.
oh right, I remember.
For a live action. And then the Rurouni Kenshin remakes for the live action. I don't support the dude that
hold
makes
on.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Shrug, what do
We
you
have a
think?
message from Shrug. Yeah.
Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
All right, good. Just
Okay, thank
wanted
you,
to make
Shrug.
sure we're all on the same page.
I'm glad we're on the same page, and I'm sorry if I disagree with you.
No, real. So, if you don't know about the story of the Rurouni Kenshin Arthur, I'm not even going to mention his name. Go look him up. But the movies, if you can get them not from Netflix, they are very, very good. So, there's that. And then I think there was a Kimi ni Todoke show that's still ongoing, and that's really good. It just came out not too long ago.
I just remembered a whole bunch of American anime adaptation movies that are coming out soon, or not coming out, but are in the works. Like
Ooh.
Legendary is making Gundam, which might be good.
Delicious.
I'm looking at a list. Apparently, Paramount is working on a live-action Beyblade.
Interesting. Oh wait, aren't they making a Cells at Work and a Demon Slayer live action?
Cells at
I think
Work.
there's already a Cells at Work like movie or something that came out of
Osmosis
Japan.
Jones.
Yeah,
So,
just bring that back.
Yeah. Oh well, good for them. I keep seeing there's like a new Code Geass show out.
It's Disney Plus
I think-
apparently.
God, it was a podcast or two ago we were talking about Code Geass, and I can't remember if it was because this new show was announced, but I was just talking about how weird it was. They had like a recap movies, but then they like changed the story and like were telling its own thing. And now there's just this new show pops out of nowhere. I don't really.
I remember
know,
seeing a
and I
tweet that
don't
was
care.
like, "Oh my god, the new Code Geass is so good." I was like, "There's a new Code Geass? What?"
Yeah, Disney has not really, because like I know they have Bleach and they have Tokyo Revengers, but both of those series are so popular that like they didn't really have to do anything. But I guess when it actually comes to marketing, they're doing nothing.
You think they'd have the money for it too, considering it's Disney. But...
Oh yeah, I see it here. It took me like I had to scroll down to the bottom of Disney Plus before I saw it. Code Geass Code Geass Rose of the Recapture.
Oh Christ!
All right.
I love Code Geass, but they've got to have milked that shit dry by now.
Yeah, because that thing, they got so many movies and manga and probably video games. I don't know, man.
What is... I'm just looking it up, because I got to know what it's even about. If it's just even related to the main series.
7 years, year 7 of the Koa period, the former Hokkaido block, blah, blah, blah.
Britannia apparently just occupied Japan again, I guess. Defeating the whole purpose, but okay. I'm not. I don't care that much. What a joke.
There's a seizure warning on it. Okay. Suggested. Oh, they also have Sandland, the series. Oh, they got a Go-Go Loser Ranger. What the hell?
Did
Man,
they? I never
really
heard. Yeah,
didn't...
that's the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, like the whole thing is out. My God, that Disney is. Oh, they got a. Oh yeah, this is bad.
Like as much as I hate Crunchyroll, like they are at least they're promoting their shows.
It's not live action, but I remember that Ghost in the Shell is getting a remake anime from like based on the original art.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
very excited for.
Science Saru's doing that. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, because I was not a fan of the live action Ghost in the Shell, but I am a massive fan of Ghost in the Shell itself.
I like Ghost in the Shell. For what the movie was worth, I thought was kind of fun, but
The one with Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she did okay in the role. I mean, she would not have been my first choice, but I think she did what she could. I think the writing left a lot to be desired.
The ass pull for why she was white was kind of funny, though. It was like her old body got like fucked up or something, so they just rammed her into a white woman.
And they were
interesting
like,
choice of words there.
They're like, well, our robots are white, so.
We only have white robots on hand. Are you okay with that? Yeah, I guess.
Did they even ask her? I don't even remember.
Probably not. Oh yeah, because she didn't remember until the end. I don't think anyone cares if we're spoiling this piece of shit, to be honest.
Yeah. Watch Standalone Complex.
I just had a thought. Did we ever hear anything more from the like Uzumaki anime?
No, of course not. It's coming out soon.
So
yeah,
first of all,
they're too busy making like 17 sequels of FLCL anyway.
No, real. I haven't seen a good horror anime come out in a while, actually, now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul doesn't count.
God, the Uzumaki was announced...
it was pandemic times. It was pandemic times.
Yeah, it was announced in early 2020, and it has 4 episodes, and it's now...
What is this, Bethesda?
Yeah.
I would say Castlevania, but that's definitely not an anime.
The last update we got was that the series would release in later 2023. So
I swear I've seen something where the Adult Swim guy was like, "Yeah, no, we're working on it."
Yeah, I know that they're remaking Tokyo Ghoul, which is an interesting.
Is that what they're doing?
I don't think they've announced anything yet, have they?
So from what I understand, they are remaking the anime starting with Route A. So like Route A was like a spin-off. It wasn't like anything necessarily like...
Hey, I'm just doing the fact check from the future here. Apollo is full of shit. I have no idea where he came across this information. He's really just talking out of his ass. But this was not what actually happened with Tokyo Ghoul. All they did was announce an art gallery. So yeah, sucks to suck. I want to see that sex scene animated.
Okay, Chibi, calm down.
Listen, iconic literature there.
Apparently, just jumping back to Uzumaki, I was just reading. Apparently, the last update, the Jason DeMarco from, I guess, Adult Swim or whatever, basically said it'll be out when it's ready.
I mean, fair, but also, like, bro, you announced it 4 years ago. What are we doing? Well, that's nice. At least it's. I mean, hey, Pluto eventually came out.
That's
and
true.
We were talking about that
That's
for
true.
like 7 years or something. So
I think
I'm
we
sure-
talked
I'm
about
sure
that when
it'll
I was
come out
on
one day.
when I was last on. We were like, that's never coming out, and then like 2 months later, got
That-
a release date or something.
Yeah, that was one thing that for years we were just like, where the hell is Pluto?
Speaking of another
recently,
one of
like,
those, I remember like Sunrise announced at Anime Expo that they were doing like a whole remake of Akira, like they were going to adapt the whole thing, and then said
Right.
nothing else about it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You can't just drop those on us. You gotta, like,
Yeah, it's not fair.
yeah. Video games have the same problem. They're just like announcing shit as soon as it's like greenlit.
Yeah.
and then, and that's rough, man. Give me like announce stuff like 6 months in advance. Like that's how I think.
I've been kind of liking that about Nintendo Directs lately, where they're like, "Here's a new game; it'll be out next week." I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, they started, like, I think with the Switch, they really started doing that, with the exception, of course, being Metroid, but,
Hey, that's coming out soon now.
well, now it is,
Soon trademarked.
but yeah, because meanwhile, you have, like, Elder Scrolls 6, which got revealed, I think, 6 years ago, and, yeah.
Elder Scrolls 6 will come out around 2031, probably.
No, I think it'll take them 5 years from Starfield. I think that's a fair bet.
Yeah, 2031.
They're a big studio. They can make a game in 5 years, but it's rough, man.
So Starfield launched last year.
Yeah. The best game of the generation.
So, okay, well, not 2031, 2029. I still say it'll be like 3 months, 4 months.
You're
from
just a
release now.
hater, and you don't believe in Todd's vision.
Bethesda is dog shit. I don't know why you keep defending them so profusely.
Well, I haven't played Starfield yet, so I can't.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
I haven't heard anything, much less anything good about it. So,
It's
listen.
is it just
Some
like a
people like
shittier
it.
No Man's Sky, basically?
well, kinda. So basically, it's No Man's Sky, but Bethesda made it.
Well,
Okay.
I've heard it's basically like Fallout, but if there was no open world
That doesn't
and
sound
no
fun
VATS.
at all.
Yeah, like listen, I've been coping pretty hard. I'm like, oh come on, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, it's No Man's Sky, but there's no algorithm to generate the universe. There's only a certain number of planets you can go to. Most of them are barren as fuck. Most of the
No Man's
things
Sky
that
is
you
kind
can
of the
get-
same problem, though.
Yeah. Well, to be fair with No Man's Sky, at the very least, it's very realistic in the sense of like astronomical relevance. If you go to a random planet, there's likely not to be any life on it. And as an astronomy geek, that like scratches an itch in my brain.
No, for sure. It is fun. It's just like every planet I go is like either way too hot or way too cold or is poisonous. So it's like, okay, I'll just hang out on the space station for a bit, I guess.
The only good space game I can recommend is Spelunky 2, which of course
That's
it
not
doesn't- the final level, the Cosmic Ocean. It's like
It's not a space game.
Yeah, but if you make it to the Cosmic Ocean,
Shut up.
all right. By the way, everyone, Spelunky 2 is on sale right now for the summer sale.
Shut.
Listen,
Play
you know,
play Outer Wilds if you want a space game.
It was
it's-
funny. Apollo was gassing up the Outer Wilds, but he got it confused with the Outer Worlds. So he's
No,
like, "Oh,
real.
the Outer Worlds."
I was distraught when I realized it because Outer Worlds it's really bad. It's really bad.
It wasn't. I mean, I tried it and I got bored, but you know, good for them. All right, folks. Have any of you? Do any of you have experience with Fire Force?
Yes,
A little bit.
I'll go first. So, if you don't know, Fire Force is made by Okubo. She's the person that wrote.
Did you say she?
I think it's a she.
It's-
No, that's the person that wrote Fullmetal Alchemist. She's a she. Anyway,
Well, we don't know for certain.
Anyway, they wrote Soul Eater, which is like a 10 out of 10. Maybe actually not a 10 out of 10.
Okay,
but
listen.
it's like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I
Fire
was like,
Force.
listen, I
Dial
love
it
Soul
back.
Eater, but chill.
Fire Force is like a 3 out of 10.
Just stepping in again to let you know that this part does contain heavy spoilers for Fire Force, so if you don't want to hear those, if you're watching on YouTube, you can skip ahead to when the Fire Force picture is off the screen, and if you're listening on Spotify, jump ahead about 15 minutes.
However, Joel's Library recently released some things about Fire Force that I did not know about. And he'll probably censor me for this, and I really don't care. But apparently Shinra is Jesus. And it's like the stupidest ass pull I have ever heard in my life. And it makes it go from a 3 out of 10 manga to like a negative 5 out of 10 manga.
I disagree.
I don't, because what it does is it takes this quote-unquote prequel of a manga, because for whatever reason Okubo wanted to tie it into Soul
Yeah, I didn't get
Soul
that.
Eater.
I don't know why he did that.
And like the manga suffers greatly for it as he's writing this in. If it had just been its own thing, and if he had contained it into its own story and not try to make it into a Soul Eater prequel, it maybe could have been a really, really good manga. But
How does it? I already know that it's like a quote unquote prequel, and I haven't read all of it.
No, it's a true prequel.
But how does he even tie like Fire Force to
So
Soul Eater? Is it just like
essentially-
by the way, it's all related?
You have not read it.
No,
You have not read
no,
it.
no.
Shut up.
It's
Shut
okay.
up.
It's okay. It's okay.
No. I will explain it because I have read it, and Zach is asking how it gets to this point. All right, so. And yeah, like, big spoiler warning. Most people listening probably don't care, but yeah.
But actually, before you do, I got one
ahead.
more. I got one question. It's pretty much all I care about,
yeah?
but then you can talk anyway.
Okay.
Is like Arthur's sword thing related to Excalibur and Soul Eater at all?
It's the same.
Oh,
version.
okay.
It becomes.
I do like that then.
Yeah.
Okay, that is pretty cool.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, we've already spoiled it, but yeah, just skip ahead if you don't hear anything. All right. So basically, so this world, Fire Force, like years ago, there was a giant cataclysm that like wiped out almost the entire planet except for Tokyo. And basically before this planet, it was our planet in that like humans, like live action type, like it was us, right? Like they show flashbacks and it's just like photographs of people there, right?
Oh, okay.
So what the cataclysm did was that it basically shifted
Before
the
you
makeup.
continue, the manga literally used actual photographs of people. That's not a joke.
Yeah, so we
there
wanna
was
emphasize
real,
that.
true photographs of people. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, Shinra has like a flashback into the past, and he's just like in Shibuya, and it's just like real pictures. he's like these people look like humans, but also not. It's yeah. And yeah, so there was a cataclysm, but it basically just shifted the makeup of reality and made everything look like anime, right? So now the cataclysm's happening again, and basically, like how Jesus Christ was born to a virgin mother in the original world to be their savior, Shinra Kusakabe was also born to a virgin mother to be the savior of this new world. And I'm not saying that like metaphorically. No, like literally. Like we have a flashback of Shinra's.
Like, literally? Like...
So Shinra's mom. We have a flashback to when she's in high school and she's pregnant, and she's just like, "This doesn't make any sense. I'm a virgin." And then the doctor is like, "This reminds me of an old legend from the old world of of how the savior was born to a virgin mother," and then just shows like a picture of Jesus.
Why?
Anyway, so basically Shinra has to like remake the world. I've never claimed that this part of the series has good writing.
So he's just breakdancing Fire Jesus then.
Yeah, so I just think that like most of this series is just really generic, battle shonen nonsense, right? And I was not really into it. I'm like, this is decent, but it's whatever. But I think this shift that it takes just is so insane that like I could not help just being so like enamored by it. I'm like, I can't believe they're doing this. And like Arthur has a fight with a guy and they literally like blast each other to the moon. And this is probably my favorite moment in the whole series, but like they're fighting on the moon and it's like this text comes on the screen. It's like, there is no oxygen on the moon. Anyone who is exposed without a spacesuit will die instantly. However, our warriors did not know this, so they fought on.
It does have some cool moments. I've never read it, but
Yeah.
I did watch the anime, and I think one of the coolest moments, and I don't know any of the characters' names or what was going on in particular because it's been years, but someone does like a cool move, and then like there's like a big chunk that gets like bit out of the moon. I thought that was fucking cool.
Yeah, but basically what's happening in the Cataclysm here, the second one, is that like how the first one like changed the makeup of the world, this one is also doing it, and it's making things goofier, basically. It's why the moon and the sun like change to look like they do in Soul Eater. Why things get like a bit more goofy and stuff.
But isn't Soul Eater set in like Nevada?
Yeah, that's not important. Yeah, I said, because I made a video on this on Joel's Library, but I was like, the world building was not like the strong suit of Soul Eater. Like that was like, if you tried to make sense of it, like you weren't getting anywhere.
It's like, okay, Japan existed long enough. Let's go to Nevada.
Yeah, and I think an issue that Fire Force had is that it leaned way too much into trying to explain everything. And it didn't really make any sense or work. I just think like it gets so insane at the end that I was kind of loving it. That it was like at least being different. And so basically, so like Shinra like ascends or whatever, and like the world burns up, and he's like, I gotta remake the world. And so he just like remakes the world. He's like, I can't do it all by myself. So he creates the Shinigami from Soul Eater to like be like the representative of death or whatever.
Okay.
And then it cuts to like years later, and they're like still in Tokyo, like having the fight. He's like the leader of the fire squad, and it shows like Arthur is out like on a mission, and now like his sword Excalibur has become the Excalibur, and he's like fool, and then it shows like a montage at the end, and we see Maka.
I saw those
Black
pages.
Star.
Yeah, those were.
Yeah, they're like kids now at the end, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck? It was.
Now
yeah.
I gotta ask: is there any lead up that actually like throughout the entire series, or is it like right at the end that like indicates this is gonna happen, or is it just does it really feel like a last minute idea?
Maybe the last like 10 chapters or so.
Yeah, so
another
that's a bit
thing, he like takes all the evil of the world and suppresses it, and it's what becomes the Kishin that he seals away.
Oh, okay.
So like Shinro's the one who did that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, listen, man, it's it was something else. Like I definitely understand why this sounds horrible, but yeah, you gotta understand. Like I'm like,
it's creative. I'll give him that.
I'm like a zombie for 200 chapters. I'm like, this is the most boring shit I've ever read. And then it goes in this direction. I'm like, oh, let's go, man.
I'm going to read it. You know what? I'm going to purchase it, quote unquote, right now.
Yeah.
So the spin-off, the Soul Eater Snap, or whatever the fuck it's called, does that even matter then?
Soul Eater not?
Well, no, that's like a spin-off of Soul Eater, not...
Well, I know, but is it canonically relevant?
No, I don't think it is.
Well, no, it never was.
Okay.
I think like Maka is in it for the first chapter or two,
Like
and then
a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, she's
it's
like just
like
running up
new
the stairs, and like it's mostly just.
Yeah, it's basically a slice of life set in Soul Eater. Yeah, and it's not very good.
I remember being really excited when they made the. I think there was an anime for it. If I
There
remember
was,
correctly.
yeah.
I remember
It's
being
fun-
excited for it. And I'm like, oh, this sucks ass. What the fuck?
It's actually funny because the anime for Soul Eater Not spoils the Soul Eater manga, and like the anime for Soul Eater didn't get to those points. So if you've only seen...
it ended on the punch of friendship or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, so if you've only seen the Soul Eater anime and then watch Soul Eater Not, like it will just spoil stuff from the manga that you've never seen. So that's fun.
Hashtag ripperoonie, bud.
But yeah, so it was something. Also, we have to talk about Tamaki. Come on.
We don't
Apollo's favorite character.
We don't have to talk
Is that the
about
cat girl? Again, I don't remember the names of them.
Yeah, that's the cat girl.
We don't have to talk about Tamaki. It's fine.
Man, it's weird too because she's like really the only source of fan service. Like, it's not like a quota he has to hit for every chapter. Like, there are entire arcs where she's not there, and there's like no partial nudity at all.
This is for Zach because he asked who Tamaki was. This is Tamaki. She's like 14 years old and she's constantly stripping.
What do you think about that, Shrug?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You know what, Shrug?
Interesting.
Really, I'm disappointed in you, Shrug.
I actually think it's really funny. We were like, I was wondering this whole time, I'm like, why is Shrug so insistent that I read this? And then I realized, I'm like, oh, it's a Christian manga. No wonder why he likes it so much.
You know what? I think the reason he likes it is because he's able, like, Okubo's able to, explain away her stripping and nudity as a disease. And it makes so much more sense when you put it into that perspective. This is just a disease that she is suffering with.
And they go into it more. Like, there'll be a scene where someone, like, gropes her, and then he's just like, I just blacked out for 10 seconds. I don't know what happened. And it's because of her syndrome, like, is affecting people. Like, they literally, like, become zombies to, like, grab onto her.
So stupid. Holy fuck.
And I swear to God, like, because the world building is so bad in this, I did not know the characters' ages. Because they had, like, graduated and were, like, full-on firefighters, I literally assumed the whole cast was at least in their 20s. But then at the end, they're just like, oh, she's 17. I'm like, I'm like, huh? Which, isn't, like, too crazy when it comes to manga, but still, I was here this whole time thinking they were older. But, yeah.
Something.
There's this one villain who is almost like Tamaki's rival, and she keeps beating him because he gets, like, too, like, flustered when she's there and, like, her clothes are falling off. Like, so what he does is that he starts going around town to, like, basically, like, look up girls' panties, so he grows, like, accustomed to seeing nudity or whatever, so he can fight her, and that's, like, what he does.
The most dog shit anime I have.
Fucking stupid.
That was terrible. Cut the bit.
This shit is why it's hard to recommend shit like this to, I hate using this word, but normies. It's even like the most well-meaning series has some fucking form of bullshit like this.
Funny enough, I think the normies would actually love this because a lot of the normies are the reason why I got so popular. Just saying. Like, there's a bunch of people, especially in, like, the Twitch communities, that just watch anime with their fans because that's a thing. I don't fucking understand it, whatever. And there's, like, a bunch of reaction channels that will, like, watch episodes. I don't know how they don't get stricken, whatever.
I think they do. They just edit out. Anyway, go on. It's fine.
Well, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, just these people are, like, really into these massively popular battle anime, and I don't know if they just overlook the over-sexualization of girls in...
Well, I think everyone who's an anime fan does that.
Well, yeah, but
I think at a point you kind of have to, otherwise what the fuck are you going to watch?
No, I just don't watch it.
Well, yeah, so Fire Force, everyone.
Dog shit, don't read it.
So it's actually fun. We were saying Shrug. So Shrug and I basically have the same opinion of the series, I think, because we were talking about it, and it's like we think it's just boring for a while, and then the ending is so insane that it's very entertaining. But yeah,
Fire Force was a 6 out of 10. Soul Eater is better than Fire Force.
Overall, yeah, probably skip it unless you're super curious. I don't know, man.
I don't even think if you're curious, I think you should just go to, like, a YouTube channel that breaks down like anime, like the people that do the movies.
Go to
and just watch
Joel's library.
That's a
has
good.
cool
That's a
video
good
on it.
option. You know, Joe's Library, up and coming
Oh.
BookTube channel. He's really unpopular right now. He has like no subscribers. Go subscribe to him.
I actually lost a subscriber because someone made a comment when I talked about Fire Force, and what was it? They said something. Oh, they deleted it. Oh, I forgot about that. They deleted the comment, but it was something like, "This is very anti-Christian. Unsub."
The fuck?
And then I replied, and I was like, "I'd argue Fire Force is the most Christian manga I have read," and then they deleted the comment.
Probably
So,
because you were right.
yeah, they were like, "Oh, you know what? Fine, I'll resubscribe. It's not his fault." But yeah, good stuff. Anyway, I guess we can move on now. With of course the big announcement that has been maybe 5 years in the making on Manga Alert, that My Hero Academia officially only has 5 chapters left.
Cool.
Good for them. Good for
For them.
That's something like Uzumaki and Pluto, where we've just been speculating on when this series will end for the longest time. And now it's finally official. So yeah, good for them. I am going to be rereading the series. I think actually, because this will be the season finale of Manga Alert, but I think the first episode back will just be a full My Hero cast, just talking about the whole series and how it wraps up. Which
Do you think it's gonna
I hope
suck?
is good. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about the final arc, but like both sides really. Like I've seen people say that it sucks. I've seen people say it's actually pretty good. I don't know. You know, I've enjoyed the series up to the point where I have read, which is sort of like before this big final arc. So
I'm
I don't know.
not even remotely caught up. I think the last I've seen or watched of it was probably One for All versus All for One. Now that I think about
Jesus Christ!
it's been a while.
The last
good,
thing
like,
I watched was Super Batman All Might.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The suited up All Might, the fucking black suit like DCEU All Might.
Yeah, I don't think I read that far.
How did you not?
The last thing I read, it was like when they did the traitor reveal and like the battle started.
Oh yeah, no, you're way the fuck behind.
Yeah. I'm just interested to see, because the biggest problem I have with, like, I like the series, but the biggest problem I've always had with it is Horikoshi's insistence that we need to give, like, all 60 of these different characters the spotlight.
That's part of why I dropped the anime, because it was just like the way it treats you like a
Yeah.
fucking child. Like every episode, it's like, oh, by the way, you're 4 seasons in. This is who this character is. I'm like, I know.
God,
I'm
every
fucking watching.
single season had to start with a recap episode
I know. It's
showing
like,
all the students.
I've
And
been here
only,
the
like,
whole time.
Only a handful of them end up being, like, important, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny that you say
Like-
that, because like my favorite character in this anime isn't even one of the main cast. It's Jiro.
Yeah, like, I mean, she barely does anything. Like,
Exactly, but like she's
I mean,
so fucking cool. I love
she's
her
cool, sure,
abilities.
but Jesus, they're like, no, we got 20 kids in this class, and we also have Class B, which also has 20 kids, and they all do. I'm like, man.
It's gonna
and-
end like
and, like,
every
every
other
time
popular. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, every time there's a big battle, like, we gotta see them all do their thing. It's like, yeah, no, we don't. You can just ignore them. We do.
True, you could, or
just
you
not
could do
make-
good story writing
Imagine-
and include them.
Imagine if, like, the Jujutsu High classes had, like, 20 people in them. Like,
Oh
Jesus
god,
Christ,
I don't
right?
want to imagine that.
Yeah,
That'll probably be
so,
on its way out soon too. That'll probably be gone next year.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
Jujutsu
another one
Kaisen's
that's-
in its final arc.
Yeah.
That's
All
another one I
together.
really liked, but I kind of fell off on. I think
Yeah, and Noragami is ending this year, I think.
I thought that
isn't it
ended.
already ended?
Yeah, didn't
Oh,
that
is it,
end like
is it ended?
months ago? Yeah.
I think there's like rumors of a new, like they're working on season 3 finally, but I might have just fever
That would
dreamed
be cool if they remade it and actually stuck to the manga.
Ah. I
that. Was
love
it like? Does it deviate a lot from the manga? I have the
Oh,
manga. I
yeah.
just haven't fucking, of course, read it. But
Oh yeah,
That's-
it quite a bit.
That's my favorite trend. Love that.
I bet My Hero ends. It'll be like something in the second to last chapter will be big, and then like the last one will just be like, here's what everyone's up to 10 years later. Everyone's paired off. They all have kids now. Just like Naruto and Bleach. That's just what's gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, it's like stupid and cliched, but I feel like he kind of has to do that
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point.
He's got nothing left in him. He's gotta.
Yeah, yeah, but
And everyone's gonna be mad about who pairs off with who, and it'll just be a whole thing, and then we'll never hear
people
about
will
it ever again.
will be burning their books like they did with Bleach. The good stuff.
I'd love to see
What
that.
do you mean? What do you mean he didn't end up with the 200-year-old dead girl? What's the
No.
It's funny. I'm looking at Shonen Jump now because, like, back when I did this channel, like, I was super into following all the new series and stuff.
Yeah.
But looking at it now, it's like alien to me. I don't know what the hell is going on.
I keep up with a select few series, and beyond that, I don't give a fuck.
Yokai Buster Murakami is like a brand new, as well as
That just-
Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi.
Yeah,
Hey, now
those
that
two are
one,
the
that
newest
one's
ones.
gonna be the next big thing, I think.
I don't want to sound mean, but these kind of look like AI. just in there, like it's like all the same, like yokais and exorcists, and like I get that's what's popular now. But my God, man, they all.
Yeah, but like at
No.
a certain point, you just get tired.
There's this. Hold on, this one looks good. This is Shiba Inu Rooms,
I
which
haven't
is
heard of that one.
oh god,
No.
it's a fucking ghost book too. But
Damn.
so hold on. Kori Momose takes a chance on a new apartment that's haunted by the ghost of a Shiba Inu.
What the fuck?
That sounds like a banger.
Oh, that's the one
actually.
that's coming out on Sunday, I think.
Well,
Interesting.
that looks good.
I think they're just like
There's,
stacking them with as much Exorcist shit as they can because of Jujutsu Kaisen probably being over. They're hoping something
Oh,
sticks
true,
and fills that
true.
void.
yeah, there's also
Let me
one
go back
called
to Shonen Jumps.
Because they're losing My Hero. They're gonna lose that. I keep hearing that One Piece is in its final arc, but I was in high school the last time I
Okay.
heard that, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, One Piece is technically in its final arc, but also One Piece
It'll
arcs
take-
can last. Like
Yeah.
Wano, I think Wano took 3 years or something, and like this arc will be longer than Wano for sure. So
I say it'll probably end by like 2025, 2026, like the end of it. Unless Oda decides to like throw some more shit into it.
Can't even imagine what
there's
that
also-
magazine looks like without One Piece, because that's got to be like the one thing that's holding it together. Just looking at
the
a
One
lot of this.
Piece.
The One Piece holding it together. Maybe that's what the One Piece is.
Oh my
The
god!
thing that's
yeah.
holding this magazine together, and when it goes, then it falls apart.
Oda releases a statement with the final chapter. He's like, I kept this series going so long to the point where the magazine becomes totally dependent on it, and now that it's ending, everything will fail.
It'll be funny a year after
this-
it ends when he
because
comes
this
back
was
with a
the
new
One
series,
Piece.
and it's not good.
Right, yeah.
Kind of like Kishimoto.
I hope he just retires forever, because...
Yeah.
But the problem with Oda is I feel like he spent his entire adult life doing this. I feel like it'll end and he won't know what to do with himself. Like, I can't imagine that, because I'm pretty sure he's been writing One Piece since he was 17. Like...
Just when did it come out? It was like 96, 97 or something like that, right?
Yeah, 97. Like,
Yeah. Jesus.
yeah, that's insane to think about. But yeah, all right. There's another series called Wild Strawberry, and it says Tokyo is taken over by a parasitic
Oh,
outbreak.
that shit
turns
sucks.
people
I did a
into
review of that.
human-eating plant
That shit
monsters.
sucks. The first few chapters were good, and then it basically became like plant-based Kaiju 8, and it's just not that good. So
Nice.
I dropped that.
There's also, it looks like there's a Kaiju number 8 spin-off happening.
Of course there is.
Well, good-
That's the big thing
for
right
them.
now, which I can't. I've tried getting into. I can't get into Kaiju 8 either. I don't know why.
I read a few volumes a while ago, and I liked it. But I'm
It just,
planning
I
on-
don't know. It became the same crap. It's just like,
Yeah, I've heard it like loses a bit of steam, but I'll give it another shot at least.
have you read Kagurabachi by any chance?
I read like a chapter,
I've started catching up on it, and it's actually pretty fucking good, I think.
Feb would be foaming at the mouth right now if he heard you say that.
Who would?
Feb loves Feb.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
He's a member of our Discord.
I've started catching up, and I like the first chapter is like, okay, yeah, it's pretty good. It's not gonna last, so I'm not gonna listen to it. And then I see all the hype, and I'm like, okay, guys, ha ha ha. And then I started reading. I'm like, okay, no, actually, this is pretty fucking gas. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I just find it great that like everyone like was making fun of it and like the fucking memes, and it was just
That was just
so
fun. That was a
popular
good time.
based on a shit post. But then it actually ended up not only being good, but being like one of their biggest new hits in ages. Like for once, like the memes actually translated into success.
I remember Viz posting like, okay, yeah, we heard you. Here's the physicals. It's coming soon. Chill.
Yeah, the physicals are coming soon too. Yeah, it's,
I was worried they wouldn't do that because I remember they put their faith in what the fuck was it called?
Samurai 8.
No, well, yeah, that too. But I've got it. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me. It was the delinquent one. Then he wants to be like a manga hero or some bullshit like that. I think it was by the person who did oh shit, what the fuck? All these names are blanking. I don't know why. Well, it's like 1 a.m. That's why. But oh Jesus, I can't remember the name of it. But I remember they released like that. I think it was not that far into its like Shonen Jump release, and they're like, "Hey, we're doing physicals of this," and then like before the first volume ever came out, it got canceled.
Yeah.
Man, Ayashiman, that's what it's called, or something like that.
Oh, yo, Ayashiman. I remember that.
And I loved
fire,
Ayashiman. I loved that. And
that
was the one thing I was like, you know what? I'm until these series are here for like 50 chapters, I'm not reading a new Shonen Jump again.
That's the thing. Yeah, like I used to read them all like when they first came out, but if I ever like thought one was really good and got invested, I was like scared. Now I'm like shit because they do not go easy.
I just can't do it. I don't have it in me. I'm too trying to think of other ones that are like that, where I like got super into it and then it got what the hell was it? It was a recent one that I really liked. Mama Yu Yu, I thought was really good.
Mama Yu Yu
On Shonen Jump?
Yeah. Hunter's Guild, I really like too, and they can that pretty quick.
I know.
Another one I'm thinking
so the newest mangas that I have not checked out yet was Astro Boy and Psych House. Have you read either of those?
Which ones?
Astro Boy,
Astro Baby, and Psych House.
Oh, I haven't read those yet.
Okay, I haven't read them either, and I've been interested in them, but I don't know anything about them. Psych House literally looks like it's Witch Watch, because there's literally a watch on like the logo on like the cover.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Oh, Witch Watch is getting an anime. Let's go.
Yo,
Witch Watch pack.
Maybe
winning.
it's better than Oshinoko, and it's kind of like really complicated story, and like it's.
I'll kill you.
So. Listen, you even admitted to yourself that you don't know if this is going to be a good series anymore after its last ass pull. So let's.
What are you even talking about?
I don't know.
Are you talking about Oshinoko? Are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not caught up. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
I hear rumblings, so I'm a little.
I heard there
upset
was incest stuff, and I was like, and
Yeah,
everyone was
I
like,
was about to say.
"Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Okay, this series where a guy like a gynecologist becomes his favorite idol's son that's the weird part, the incest.
Yep.
Like, relax."
Yeah.
Listen, yeah, we'll see.
I think last time I was on, you were like, "Oh, you should read it or watch it." I was like reading the synopsis. I'm like, "No, this sounds like garbage."
Listen,
It's really
you should
bad.
still
I
read
don't
it.
really
season
care
two.
what
Season
he
two
thinks,
is about.
but-
Season 2 is about to drop.
I just don't get why
like
it's
the best
popular.
arc.
I have read a little bit of it, and I don't get why it's so popular.
Have
to be
you
honest.
read?
I don't either.
But just like it's fun. I don't care if you don't like it, but have you read past the prologue? Because that's the same question I had to
Probably
ask
not.
Shrug. Because it's weird. Like there's a 9-chapter prologue which has all like the weird shit, and then after that it just becomes like an entertainment industry story, and like all of that stuff is sort of just like in the background. So like,
Why couldn't he
I'm
just
not
do
saying-
that then?
I know it is. It does. Like the more things go on, it definitely feels like, well, you had like this really good stuff, but then there's just this other side to it that
Yeah.
maybe didn't need to be there. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see. I have been the biggest gasser of it, so I'll have
Fair
to
enough.
I'm obligated to keep reading it, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, with that, fellas, we are at an hour. I think we're good. I think we're gonna call it quits here. This was the 7th season of Manga Alert, and the first one that fully aired, where I've pretty much retired the channel for anything else. And people are still watching it. People are still commenting, and we really appreciate you all. And hopefully... yes,
we all dislike the fact that he stopped making manga videos, because that's what he was, here for. But I guess we have to accept.
Well, Apollo, where are your videos? Where have your videos?
What?
I was gonna say the same thing, and I was like, I don't have a fucking leg in this race either.
I was about to say, you should fuck up.
None of us make manga videos anymore. Someone in the last comment was like, "Do you guys even like manga anymore?" I'm like, "Shut up."
I want to get back into it. I just don't have like that pandemic free time anymore.
Real and like
pandemic
also,
really ruined everything.
Yep.
I really don't enjoy making videos anymore.
I'm on the same boat.
I haven't found that niche, that like little thing that I've like am super impassioned about, except for like Dungeons and Dragons and like tabletop games. But for the videos that I want to make about those videos, like I need much more like editing ability, and I just don't have the passion or the need to go into it. So yeah.
Every time I've tried making a few videos, like the last year, I made I thought was a cool one, and it didn't even break 1,000 views. So I was like, fuck this, I'm not wasting my time on this shit anymore. I do actually have another video I'm working on that's coming out in a couple weeks. But
you need. I wanted to ask you about this, but like, because this happened a while ago. But I love how you keep making Pokemon leaks.
Oh yeah,
people take them seriously.
I love doing those.
You got videos with like 200,000 views with. I
gotta find that tweet. Hold on, it's so funny. Oh my god, I remember making that one, and I was like, I'll just post it on 4chan and see if it does anything. Like the first one, the dragon one. I'll just post it, and then I went to bed. I didn't even think about it, and I woke up, and I remember showing a bunch of people in another Discord, and one of them sent me a video, and they're like, "Is this the logo you made?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And it was like a really big Pokatuber, and I was like, "No." And I'm watching it, and he's like reading. He's like, "Yo, this sounds fire." I'm like, "There's no fucking shot that people believe this." Like, it's obviously fake.
I love how desperate they are for like anything that they'll just latch on. Like anyone with like a bit of skill in graphic design can just.
The one I did, the last one I did, the most recent one I did for like Legends Celebi, I didn't even do a graphic for. I just like, what did I even do? Hold on, let me find it. Oh right, I like took a photo of like a Facebook thing, but I edited it to look like I was in like Pokemon social media manager shit, and then I held up like just a sign that had like the date, and I was like, "Hey, I'm with the Pokemon company. Here's what's coming." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna see if anyone comes back to that." I looked, not even 6 hours later, a shit ton of YouTubers had covered it. I was like, "This is so fucking stupid. This is so fun, but so fucking stupid." I'm gonna do it next year, and I'm gonna do it. It's just fun.
Wait, so are you the reason why I had for like 2 weeks straight just Celebi bullshit on my...
Oh, probably.
For like literally 2 weeks straight, my Twitter feed was just absolute dog shit about Pokemon Legends Celebi.
I mean, there was a lot of people saying that was going to happen, but I like latched onto it.
So like when it first came out, I was really excited because I thought it was real, because there was a couple leakers that like I thought were relatively good did it, and then I saw everybody else doing it, and I was like, So I researched it, and I was like, okay, this is fake.
It'd be really funny if the one you thought was really cool was mine.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
All right,
folks.
We are at an hour and 5 minutes, so
we'll call it now. So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all back maybe late August, so not a huge break. But yeah, we'll be back for that My Hero cast. We'll have Based on again, because he'll be completely reformed. And
if Based is on again, I want to come and just join.
Yeah,
I don't have to talk. I just want to like sit back and relax.
Yeah, if just Based comes back, and we'll see how revised and evolved he is.
Yep.
If he's not fully evolved, I've already told Gear that I'm leaving the server, so we'll see what happens.
I don't think you. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Take care. Oh, and one last word from Shrugpod.
I think that's it. I think that's all I need. I hope that some of that audio is usable, but if not, you can just scrap it. But some of those should be good. Again, sorry, I'm filming this in my office is literally in the basement, right below our kitchen, and so that's literally all I have. So there you go. Well, bye, guys. Hope you have a great stream.
We can go gat for gat.
F that, we can go Riz for a Riz.
$19 for the Fortnite card.
Double pump with the Phantom Tax. I got the ore, the signal, the link man, Nibby, Shazai got Riz.
It's got to the point that I don't even care. I got drip in the shop that I don't even wear.
I'll go do over some Twitch you don't know, you'll see what he do for a blumpkin. Casting that look like he bugging, they calling him tired of scrolling up the